everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I've compiled everything that I've loved in July, and I thought I'd share it with you guys today. And so this probably comes as no surprise to anybody, but my favorite, and I think the one thing I couldn't live without this month, is my new folio. This is in the size A6, and originally I got a paper republic that's a little larger in, I think, a size B6, but I realized that I really prefer portability and an ability to just throw it into any bag that I own so that I can have all my notes with me, because I feel like whenever I'm missing even one notebook, I feel really disorganized, because I just like having a designated notebook for different things. For example, in this notebook I have a little folder with all of my stickers or post-it notes in here, and then I also have this, which is a time schedule and like a to-do list, for a daily to-do list where I can write down my task and the events or the coffee chats and then things I have to do on that day. And then I also have this notebook, which is for all my YouTube videos and ideas, so it's more of a creative notebook where I jot down ideas for my videos, or if I'm doing a book review, kind of what are the themes I want to focus on. And then things are probably going to start falling out of this notebook. And then here, this is my work journal, so all of my work notes, from whether from coffee chat, questions I have, or just work related items, go into this notebook. And of course, last but not least, is my chunky Hobonichi. This is the Hobonichi Techno, and it just has all of my daily journal entries in here. And then recently I went golfing, so I even put like my scorecard in here, and it's just, I like having this with me because sometimes I just have thoughts that I want to jot down, and I don't want to like put it in a different notebook where I have to like transfer it back to this notebook. And I just thought that it's a good way to keep track of my memories and my thoughts and my personal growth if everything is encapsulated within this one journal. And so yeah, this is my very messy, very chaotic and super chunky system, but I don't mind carrying this around with me because I need all of these notebooks in order to be sane, basically. And everything that fell out just now is just these Hobonichi, I don't know what they're called, but I just put them behind a page when I'm writing so that it acts as almost like a table and like something flat that I can write better on. And then everything on these folios are also new. So these two traveler notebook clips are also new from my parents. They brought for me in Japan, and I find it so helpful, especially how chunky my journal is now, to kind of make sure the pages stay flat when I'm writing in it. It helps so much. And also this very exciting and very beautiful fountain pen that I got. This is the Pilot Vanishing Point, and I knew I wanted this, but I didn't know when because I didn't want to splurge on it. But at the same time, I knew at the end of the day that if I bought like the Keiko Sports or like more Twisby Eco pens, I would still really crave this beautiful, beautiful pen. And so I just decided to buy this so I don't end up buying a bunch of fountain pens and then buying this on top of that. And so this is in the nib Fine. I found that the extra fine nib was a bit too scratchy for my liking, and the fine nib writes a lot more smoother, and I also believe the extra fine nib doesn't come in gold, and I much prefer the gold nib. It's just I wear gold, and so it makes more sense. And yeah, I just love this so much. Right now I have right now the ink that I have in it is the Diamonds Writer's Blood, and it's this kind of burgundy bloody red, and I just love it. I think red is always such a classic color, and it makes me feel so sophisticated when I see it on paper, and I just love writing with this combination. I'm so happy I got this. I think I'm gonna go in order of what has made the most impact on me this month, and I guess that second thing would be my Ringcon. And so this is a charging case for the Ringcon. The ring is on my hand right now, and I've been really enjoying wearing this ring. This is a kind of like a health tracker. It's almost like the Aura ring, but this doesn't have a subscription fee, which I prefer a lot more. It's just a one-time fee. You pay it once and it tracks your stats. Like, it tracks your sleep, tracks your stress, how much you've exercised, your VO2, and just everything. And I just find it so helpful to have that data in my phone and just kind of be aware of what's going on with my body and like have some sort of like quantifiable measure to back up how I'm feeling, or to like figure out what's considered not normal for me. And I know a lot of people get anxiety or like get health anxiety when they start wearing this, and I don't think for me it's made me more anxious, but it's made me more aware of my sleep and more kind of proactive in making sure I get that good quality sleep. And so yeah, I really enjoy wearing this ring. And also I decked out the charging case. Charging case is just like that on the inside, and of course I have a bunch of calico stickers on top of it. And then next up is matcha. So I've always drank matcha, like I've been drinking it since I was like, I don't know, 12, 14. In Hong Kong, me and my brother used to always grab matcha from this one specific place in Tsim Sha Tsui in Hong Kong. I don't think the shop's there anymore, but they made like the best matchas. And then I think when I started uni, I gravitated more towards coffee, but recently I've been enjoying making matcha every morning instead of making coffee. I feel like the caffeine boost is just more healthy for me. Like it feels less like a instant boost and then a drop off. It feels more like a sustained energy source, and it also doesn't make, I've also been noticing from my ring that sometimes when I drink coffee it spikes my stress levels a lot. Like when I sit there in the office, sometimes I just feel my heart like beating really fast, and I'm like not sure why it's beating so fast, and I think it's because of coffee. And so I've been trying to drink more matcha instead of coffee. And so yeah, it's also really soothing to make matcha in the morning. It feels like a little routine that I do every morning before I get to work, and so it's like a little me time before I'm subjected to the corporate world and corporate work. And next up, of course, high up on the list of things that I gravitate towards this month are my books. And so this month I've been reading a lot on the Kobo. I've also been reading a lot of physical books. So I think the one thing I will share is that I still love my Kobo a lot, and I grab my Kobo all the time. I normally alternate between reading a physical book and my Kobo, but I do find that reading on the Kobo is a lot easier on public transportation, especially when it's really packed in the TTC. Because then I don't have to flip pages. I just press the buttons and the pages flip, so I can hold it in one hand and read. And also it's a lot more compact, so when I like make sure not to like get in the way of people, I can just quickly kind of like pull it close to my body. But with a book it's a little more difficult because normally you have it out like this, and so when someone walks past it's like a little more bulky. It feels like it gets in the way a bit more. But my favorite book of this month is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. I feel like this just made me feel like a kid again. Before I was reading this book, I was reading a lot more fiction novels based on real life, so realistic fiction novels, and this just made me feel so whimsical, and it made me like remember why I fell in love with reading. And it was not necessarily because of the philosophy or the heavy analysis, but it was much more because of how whimsical and creative authors can build their world to be. And this definitely brought back that sort of enjoyment and sort of whimsical happiness that you get as a child. And I just loved all the like nursery rhymes and like references to childhood things, such as there's a part in Through the Looking Glass where Alice bumps into Humpty Dumpty, and just like, I don't know why, but like just reading that passage made me so happy. And I think when I got to that passage, I like literally said to my boyfriend, I was like, oh, it's Humpty Dumpty. Like just things like that made me really happy. And yeah, I think you should definitely read it. Oh, I also picked it up because I'm prepping for R.F. Kuang's Catabasis that's coming out next month, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, I also made a lot of notations in here. This book has little images in the novel that I found very fun to look at as I went along. Well, I noted one of my favorite pictures in the novel is this little kitten. Of course, no surprise. And the passages in here are also, and the play on words in here is so cute. If I can find a page. Someone asked Alice how to make bread, and Alice was like, you take some flour and then the White Queen interrupted her and said, "Where do you pick the flower?" Because you take some flower as you take some flowers. And so just little things like that made me laugh, and yeah, this is a good book. And on my Kobo, I don't have a favorite book to recommend this month, but I am starting Martyr, and if anyone has read this, which I know a lot of you have, feel free to let me know your thoughts, and I'm excited to get started on this book. And then next up is home scents. So I've been really loving scents in the home recently, and I bought a candle from Diptyque. This is the fig scent. Figuri? I'm butchering how to say this, but this is the fig scent, and it just smells so homey, and I thought it was perfect for the summer, like having this little like sweet fruity scent. It's so cozy. I love it so much, and I just put it under a candle warmer so it lasts longer, and it makes my home just a little more cozy, and I feel a little more relaxed whenever I have a beautiful scent surrounding and like projecting throughout my home. And I also got a new wallflower diffuser, I think that's what they're called, from Bath and Body Works, and it's in this little bookshop theme, and this is what it looks like, and the diffuser just sits right there, and it also acts as a projector, which is really cute. And I saw this on TikTok and I was 100% influenced by it. I was just so influenced by it, but I love it so much. And speaking of scents, scents I've been gravitating towards this month is more green vegetal scents, and so I've been loving Diptyque's L'Ombre dans l'eau. I don't know if I'm saying that right, probably also butchering that, but this is like a fruity green scent. It reminds me a lot of tomato leaves, but it also kind of reminds me of mosquito repellent in like the best way possible. This is a lot more of a deeper rose than other roses that perfumes normally have. And it just smells so lovely, and I love it so much because it smells like you were in the gardening, and the scents of the stems of the tomatoes or the stems of the flowers you're handling are just like rubbing off on your fingers, and this is kind of what that evokes and what it smells like. So I've been loving it for summer. And speaking of gardens, I've been loving my garden so much, especially since it's the summer months. There's more sun and the plants are just more happy, and there's like new growth every time I look at them, and it just makes me so excited because I see like baby sprouts or like a new leaf coming out. And a new leaf I wanted to show you guys is from this white pink Anderson. This is a new leaf, and it's just entirely pink, and I found it so beautiful, and I'm just so excited when I see like beautiful leaves that come out, and it just makes my day. And it's like every week there's something new going on with my plants, which makes me really excited. And so yeah, I've been loving my both indoor and outdoor garden. As you can see from all the plants I hung up here to show everyone, they're doing amazing. They love the sun and they're growing so much, and that just makes me so happy. I also wanted to share this new teapot I got. So Victoria, one of my friends, got this from her uncle, and I think her uncle was trying to just get rid of a lot of the things that were sitting around his house, and this was one of them. And I've always wanted a teapot, and Bubbles is here to say hi as well. Because yeah, I normally drink tea by myself because my boyfriend doesn't drink as much. Normally he takes like a sip from me. But yeah, I can just put a tea bag in here and just pour tea for myself. And I just find this so beautiful and like such a cozy thing to do after a long day and to like get ready for bed. And this size, it's like a small teacup, and it's just perfect for me. So yeah, I love it a lot. Also, look at the little flower on the lid. That's just so cute. I also have these My Leg mices that I like got so obsessed with in the middle of this month. So these two cuties are called My Leg mices, and they come in these little boxes that are also so cute. Maybe I'll take a video and like overlay it for you guys. So I got one to represent my boyfriend, and I got one to represent me because I'm a bit of a little princess. And so yeah, there's the two of us, and right now they're sitting on one of my shelves, but I like to like switch up where they are in the house, or sometimes I bring them outside just to like set them out and just look at them being cute. And so yeah, this is something I've been loving as well. It's so random and it's so stupid, but it's been bringing me a lot of joy this month. Yeah, Bubbles, anything you'd like to add? Then I also have these hair sticks that I got from my parents. They brought it for me all the way from Hong Kong. They ordered it from Taobao, and it's just perfect for summer because I normally like to have my hair up because it's pretty hot and humid, and this is such like a fun way to accessorize my hair while having it put up. And so yeah, I've been loving these. Maybe I'll show you guys how I do that. Basically, I just wrap my hair around one of these sticks like so, and then you just pull it through and your hair is up. You can also do it in a half up, half down style, which I like to do quite often, and it's just like a versatile way to put your hair up and add a bit of accessories. So yeah. And last but not least are my favorite lip products of this month, and I am still very loyal to my Fui lip gloss. It's at its end. There's like, I think I'm starting to empty it out, and I'm gonna have to replace this soon, but this is to show how much I've been loving this lip gloss. And also, a lot of people have been complimenting me when I wear this on my lips. A lot of people are like, wow, your lips are so shiny, like what's your lip combo? And I always just been like, I've been pushing Fui onto everyone. And then this month I've also been really liking the new formulated Romand lip tints. This is in 04 in Fig, and I love this new formula so much more. It's so much more glossy, which I much prefer. It's also a little less pigmented, so it's a lot easier to blend out, and it looks a lot more natural, but it doesn't really tint your lips that well, I would say, so I do have to apply it throughout the day, but I don't really mind because I much prefer this formula. It's a lot less drying, a lot more glossy, and yeah, I just overall much prefer this formula. So yeah, this is the two lipsticks or lip tints, lip products that I've been gravitating towards this month. And this dress has also been one of my favorites of this month. I got this dress from A Bronze Age, which is a company based in Vancouver, I think, who also focus on sustainable fashion, and I love this piece. It's in like a butter yellow, and it's such a flowy dress. I don't know if I can show you guys. It's like a super flowy dress, and I've been loving wearing this so much. It's so flowy and it's so fun to wear, and I think butter yellow is just like the color of the season, and it just makes me happy to wear yellow. Very summery, very like youthful, and very just happy-go-lucky. And so yeah, I've been really enjoying wearing this piece. Has a little ribbon here that you can tie tighter if you want, and little ruffles, and yeah, I just love everything about this dress. Fashion favorite of this month are these Puma Speed Cats. My parents bought these for me in Hong Kong, and I've been loving wearing these so much. They're so versatile, and I just slip them on, and they're also really comfortable to walk in because they have the ortholite shoe insoles in them, and they hold up my arch really well because I have flat feet. And yeah, I've been loving wearing these so much, and I definitely thought I should give them a shout out. I also wear them to the office because they're like borderline work appropriate. Like they're like casual, sporty, but also a bit dressed up because they're Mary Jane styles. And yeah, I love them so much. In terms of media, I've been recently listening to a lot of New Jeans, especially when I'm sitting in the office working. Maybe because it's summer and I just crave that sort of hyper energy, but then listening to them also makes me feel sad because I know they won't create any more musics in the near future, and I loved all of their albums so much, and so I just kind of reminisce in their old albums. In terms of media, like movies or shows, I don't think anything really stood out to me this month. I watched the new Jurassic Park movie in 4DX, which was really fun, but it was better than I expected, but at the same time there wasn't anything that like really stuck with me. I also watched the first season of The White Lotus because I felt a little FOMO when everyone has watched it already, and I expected it to be a bit weirder than it was. Like, I almost expected it to be along the same vein as Severance, but it wasn't as weird, and it seemed like there was a lot of implicit meanings and sort of unspoken things that were left in the show. I really liked how the book placement was done though, because it was interesting to see the characters' personality reflected in the things they read and how their reading progressed as the episodes moved on. For example, I think one of the characters was reading like Malcolm Gladwell, like the Tipping Point or something, like a self-help book, and it was just so on par with his character that I found it really funny. There was also the girls reading, I don't know if they were reading Dostoevsky, but someone was reading My Sister's Best Friend by Elena. I can't think of her last name right now. And that just reminded me that I also wanted to read that book. And so yeah, I like the literature, the subtle literature references that are littered throughout the show. But I haven't started season 2 or 3 yet, but maybe I'll do that sometime. But other than that, yeah, I don't think any TV shows or media that I've watched or consumed really stood out to me this month. Would love it if you guys left recommendations for what I should check out next month. And I think that pretty much sums up this month's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to subscribe because I post every weekend, either on Saturday or Sundays, and would love to see you guys again. So yeah, these are these month's favorites, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!